This video, I'm going to teach you a hack to help you never fall into bad habits again. Let's go. The hack is to always think of the word consequences.
Rules and consequences.
Seems like everyone is suffering from the consequences of their actions.
Whether you're about to do something good or bad, think about the word consequences. And I'll tell you what in just a second. And consequences don't only apply to bad actions, they apply to all actions, good or bad. Like if you go to the gym or go eat McDonald's, if you go study or go play games, if you watch this video or go scroll TikTok, these actions all have consequences. Look, it's obvious. Everyone wants good consequences. Everyone wants to have a nice future. No one wants to have a bad future, right? But here's the catch. Good actions will have good consequences, or bad actions will always have bad consequences. If you're confused by that, it's probably because you're confusing consequences with effects. Effects is the immediate repercussions of your actions, what happens immediately after you do something. And even though a bad action might have immediately good effect, in the long term it will have bad consequences. For example, if you go to the gym and get a really good workout in, you're gonna hurt, you're gonna be sore from the workout, and that's a bad effect. But in the future, when you gain that muscle, it's going to be a good consequence. Good action, bad effect, good consequence. Same for the opposite. If you go smoke, I don't know, do drugs, it might feel good in the moment, but it's going to have bad, long-lasting after effects, right? Bad consequences. However, just to be clear, I also want to point out that good actions don't always have to have bad effects. Good actions such as eating healthy can immediately make you feel better when you eat healthier. Good action like studying can immediately make you feel better about putting some work in, getting productivity in. It's not a clear-cut rule. Bad actions can also have bad effects. If you go touch a stove, you'll get burnt, obviously. So just keep them. And this is why I say you should make the most of today for tomorrow. Because the good actions that you're going to do today, such as working hard, studying, going to the gym, are going to have long-lasting good consequences for tomorrow. That's why you can't procrastinate. You can't say, I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'm going to improve tomorrow. Because the improvement tomorrow requires you to start improving today. And that's why I say you should seize the day, start today, not tomorrow, etc. But don't mix this up with carpe diem. Carpe diem is the saying that you can't really control the future, so seize the day, make the most of today, and don't care too much about the future. No, that's not what we're saying here. Because even though, yes, you don't know what's going to happen in the future, what's guaranteed though is that the bad actions today are going to have worse consequences than the good actions you could have done today. So don't use this whole live life, live in the present as an excuse to do bad actions. If anything, you should use that as an excuse to make sure you do the good actions to set up yourself the best odds, the best chances to have good consequences in the future, even though we don't know what's going to happen. If you struggle to hold present you accountable for future you, maybe think about this as investing. So when you do a good action, you're putting a penny into a piggy bank to see that eventually the value grow and grow. Maybe you're investing a bit into account and slowly watching the stocks rise, and then over time it increments to create a great result, right? And think of all the bad actions you do as taking a piece out of the pie, putting yourself into debt. So that all the bad actions you do compound over time to a point where in the future you has so much stuff extra to deal with because present you made those bad decisions, so pretty much screwing up future you. Now think about, do you want future you to be up ahead of the game or down below the game? Another major difference between current effects and future consequences is that current effects over time diminish and future consequences grow exponentially. They build on each other, they compound. And I'll explain this in more. What I mean by effects diminishing over time is, for example, let's take vaping, yeah? Let's say you go out and vape and you get the hit, you feel good. The next time you go do it, and then the next time, over time you're gonna get not as much of the same hit, right? You're gonna not feel the same high because your body's kind of accustomed to it, your dopamine sensitive, don't know the science behind it. But you get what I mean. It's true for good actions. So let's say you go to the gym, you might feel sore from the workout, the bad effect, right? But as you get accustomed to it, you're going to feel less and less sore as you just get used to it, right? On the other hand, consequences have a compounding effect over time. So in the vaping example, as you vape more and more, so let's say you vape once, your lungs get a bit damaged. You vape again, your lungs get more damaged, more damage, more damage. And so as time goes on, it's not like your lung damage stays at the bottom. No, it builds up on each other, right? You see what I mean? Same with the gym. As you go to the gym, let's say from each session, your bicep gets a tiny bit bigger, your muscles get a tiny bit bigger. But over time, that effect stacks. And so the good consequences will stack to create like greater results, right? Compounding effect. The compounding growth of a consequence is also accelerated by the decreasing effect of an action, right? So for example, the more you go gym, the less your muscles are sore after workout, which means you can push harder, do more into the gym, right? Your limit increases, which further increases the rate of how much your muscles grow, right? The good consequence. Say for the vaping, like the less of a hit you get, the more you're gonna keep on vaping to get that same high, right? But then that also increases the rate that your lungs get damaged. So you see how the compounding consequences accelerate because of the diminishing effects. Do you see what I mean when I say that the hack is literally, let's just think about the word consequences, because that literally triggers this whole system of thinking about what your current action will do for future you. Brings me on to the task for today's video. What I want you to do is go about your daily life, but before every action, I want you to say to yourself, consequences. Before doing any action, good or bad, just repeat to yourself, consequences, and see where by doing that, you like saved yourself from doing a bad action. And share that with us in the comments so that we can all be inspired and help boost each other up. And for today's video, I hope you guys found it useful and can find a way to implement this into your daily lives. And with that, I'll see you later. And remember, make the most of today for tomorrow. Peace. Consequences. All actions have consequences. What the hell are you doing, man? Wake up, okay? Wake up.